So if you are looking to move abroad, please watch this video so that you can avoid these 3 big mistakes that I have either done and or seen many people do. So first on the list is underestimating startup costs. It's not as simple as just paying for a flight, paying for your deposit, and then paying your first month's rent. For your visa, you have to have money saved up. I had to have £700 saved up to be able to get my visa and work permit. If you don't have that, then you're not getting your visa. You've also got to think, if you come here, say 2 weeks before you start your job, you've now got 6 weeks before you get your first paycheck. So you're not just paying for food and paying for your lifestyle, you also need to pay for bedding. You've got to pay for towels. If you like to cook, you've got pots and pans. I only had sports shorts. I never wore shorts in the UK, so I had to go and add clothing to my wardrobe. All these things do add up, and they add up more than you think, especially because I had an iPad and it wouldn't work for the job I was doing, so I had to buy a laptop. That can easily add up a lot more depending on the laptop you decide to purchase. The second on the list is living like a tourist. So eating foreign food, that's going to easily eat into your budget. I see a lot of people thinking they're going to be big ballers because they make so much more than the locals. Talking about, oh, I'll go here on the weekend, I'll go to the islands, I'll have a cleaner come twice a week, etc., etc. No, that's not going to be the case, because 1, you're not going to have any money left, and 2, going to the islands every weekend, that's going to burn you out. You go from work on a Friday, traveling on the weekend, and then you're immediately back in work on a Monday. It is not going to be sustainable, it is not going to be fun. And that leads me over to number 3, which is not saving money. So if we have a look at my first salary here in Thailand, which is very common for foreigners first moving here, I was making 30,000 baht per month. Now, rent and bills, that's 8,000. Bike, including petrol, is around 3,000. Now you're down to 19. I was spending around 15,000 baht on food at first. Now I'm spending around 8,000. I could spend less. So let's just call it 12,000 a month you're spending on food. Now you're down to 7,000. Then you want to treat yourself. Now you're down to 5,000. If you're going traveling every other weekend, you've got nothing left at the end of the month. So if something pops up, something breaks or you have an accident or something, you need to spend that extra bit of money. It is not there to spend. And when you come to the end of your contract, if it's say at the end of August, or at the end of July, should I say, you've now got August until you start your new job, and you've got until the end of September before you get your first month's pay. So you've now got to account for 2 months of your lifestyle if you are moving on to a new school to try and make a bigger salary. Now, unless you've saved up all of that 5,000, you can't pay for that. You cannot afford 2 months of your lifestyle. So you have 3 options. Either save up all of that 5,000 a month, you could spend the money out of your home country account, or if you don't have that, then you will need to stay at that school. And that's how a lot of people get stuck in jobs with a low salary. They can't save up to be able to afford to move somewhere else and start up from scratch. So please try and take these into consideration before moving abroad. I would recommend saving up so that if you do come to moving to a new job, you have that money in your home country account as a backup. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them for you. either in the comments or in a new video. If you have anything to add to this to help people who are moving abroad, please do so. Let's all work together to make it a smooth transition. If you like this, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.